Shalom Israel, and welcome to another edition of Yasharalah's 20-minute breakdown, where I attempt to break down the scriptures within 20 minutes. But first and foremost, as always, we give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash, and the Akims and the elders and the highways and byways pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All praises. And the elder women teaching the younger women. All praises to you too. And the camps and the solo brothers making videos, edifying the body, pushing it out there in social media and all outlets possible, pushing the truth according to scripture. All praises. Now, as promised, this is my continuation. This is part 2 of the Willie Lynch letters of making of slaves. The making of slaves. This is part 2 because this was a bit of a big project, but I did have other things I did want to get out. So because this was actually on how mentally destroyed we are, I felt it was necessary to do the part 2 so we can continue on showing you where how we have been mentally destroyed even up to today's date. And one of the main factors is Christianity in itself, because it doesn't teach you no laws, no statutes, no commandments. You're doing all precepts of men. That's all you're keeping. You're keeping Easter, Christmas, and all these things that's not in the Bible. And you're taking scriptures and you're making complete different doctrine of them. You're not loving your people as yourself. You're loving all people. Bible doesn't teach that. Could you imagine this? Yeah, those oppressors that did all that to us, you really want them in the kingdom with you also. You see, the problem is you love everybody, but everybody don't love you. And you can't seem to wake up to that fact. It's a fact that they don't love you. They never will. What they do, they tolerate us because we are here to stay. The Most High says, he'll do his will. He says that there's no end of the people. So same way how you have Greeks out here today, you have Cypriots, you have Romans, which are the Italians, you have all these people that still exist today. So does the Israelites, the true Israelites, not those people that's out in Israel today claiming to be us. No, we are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of and speaks to. But our history has been lost. When I say it's been lost, it's been wiped from our memory. Yeah, the Bible will put it right back. Because first and foremost, you have to acknowledge you're an Israelite. Once you do that and you start reading the Bible, keeping the law, statute, commandments, the Most High now start taking off the blinkers off your eyes and you start seeing clearly. You start reading the scriptures and you start understanding, hang on a second, this is talking about me and my people. This ain't talking about nobody else. You realize this is our history. This goes way back to the creation, the beginning of time, right to this day and beyond. This is our history. And now I was showing in last week's lesson, I was just showing where we have been broken. They paid special attention to the female because she's the one that's for good economics. Because what happens when you got a slave, you got a female slaves and you got male slaves. You got the male slaves in the plantation picking cotton, doing whatever. The women now, if a woman is the female slave, she's the one that's going to be raising the children. So if you break her totally, she will raise future offspring to be exactly how the slave master wants them. And then the woman would fight her own husband for the slave master. And if you see, that's what happens even today. When we're out on the road and we're speaking, nobody wants to know about the gospel and about what you must do for salvation, about keeping the laws. All they're interested in, what about the other nations? That's all their interests lie, in saving the other nations, which didn't give a damn about you and still don't to this day. Yeah? Now, I'm going to take up where I left off from last week's edition. I was just showing you, I was on page, let's take back my book. I was on page 16, showing you where the woman's totally broken, and by the woman being broken, she teaches her males as they get older to be broken also. Yeah, so you've got a strong ox, shall we say, but with a mental capacity of a scared, shall we say, a scaredy cat. Let's use that word, a scaredy cat. Yeah. Now, let's take up back where I was. Let's go back to the Willie Lynch letters. I was on page 16 from last week, so I'm going to continue there. I'm going to read. Page 16, just the parts I didn't read from last week. So this is now back to the Willie Lynch letters and the making of slaves. Now, page 16. Now, where I left off was that last week, where I left off was that now after the woman now being up front and the man is scared behind, and that was perfect economics for the Caucasians, which was the slave masters, to get sound sleep. So they're not worried about the uprising of the slaves because, you know, the female stands guard and would stop the male attacking them, or may even rat him out, or alert the slave master. Now, before I start, I've got my timer, so let's go in 3, 2, 1, boom, we're away. Let's go straight back to the book of the Willie Lynch letters, page 16. Then I'll read on now from where I left off, and it reads, by the time the nigger boy, this is after the teachings now of the mother, because the mother's been totally broken, yeah? By the time the nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken. He's soundly broken in and ready for a long life of sound and efficient work, and the reproduction of a unit, and the reproduction of a unit of good labor force continually through the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers, by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, by killing the protective male image, and by creating a submissive dependent mind of the nigger male slave, we have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever. Now he says this, unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the male and female slaves. We show, here we go, listen to this. We show what we mean by example. Take the case of the two economic slaves unit and examine them close. Now he's going to go into this. Listen to this, yeah? Yeah? Now, let's actually, I was gonna, listen to this, yeah? Listen to this, yeah? The Negro marriage, yeah? I'm gonna come back to that bit that I was just reading, because there's a point I want to show on that. Actually, you know what? Let me do that now. He says, unless a phenomenon occurs and reshift the position of the male and female slaves. Now, this is what he's talking about. Now, he says, listen to this. This is page 19 of the Willie Lynch letter. It says, our experts, it says, actually, should I take it from here? Yeah, no, I'll take it from here. Listen to this, yeah. It says, I'll take it from here. We stated that by reversing the position of the male and female savages, we created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever, unless a phenomenon occurred and reshifts position of the male and female savages, which is what I just went into a little while ago. Now listen to this. Our experts warned us about the possibility of this phenomenon occurring, for they say that the mind has a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time. Here we go. If it can touch some substantial original historical base. Now that's the point I really wanted out to show you there. Now, so they're well aware of this, yeah? Yeah? Now check this out, yeah? Now it says this creation of multiplicity of phenomena of illusion entails the principle of crossbreeding the nigger and the horse. Oh, Slucky, I'm reading the wrong thing. This is not where I want to go. Slucky, forget that bit, yeah? Where was I? Where was I? Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Unless you, yeah, there we go. It says it can, unless it touched some substantial original historic base. Yeah. And it says, and they advised us that the best way to deal with the phenomenon, here we go, this is the part. So okay, I went to the wrong bit. This is the part one. The best way to deal with the phenomenon, meaning the best way to deal with any chance of the slaves getting some historical base that would correct the mind to let them realize who they are. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the best way to deal with this with the phenomenon is to shave off the brute's mental history. Hear that? Now that's how I want to read that again so you get the point. And it says, I'm going to take it back from the top here. It says, our experts warn us about the possibility of this phenomenon occurring, for they say that the mind has a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time if it can touch some substantial original historical base. And they advise us that the best way to deal with the phenomenon is to shave off the brute's mental history and create a multiplicity of phenomenon of illusions so that each illusion will twirl on its own orbit, something similar to floating balls in a vacuum. Now I really wanted that bit out there, showing you that's why they always hide. That's why they hid our history. This is why we are being called black. We are being called African American. We are being called Negroes. We are being called Afro Caribbeans. We are never called Israelites. Because the day you know who you are, and start turning to the Most High God, there's going to be a big shift happening. Yeah? Your life would change, your eyes will open, you would no longer see yourself as a color, a black. Yeah, black is a color in a crayon box. We are not black. We are different shades of brown. When you go to Genesis, remember, we were created from the dust of the ground. When you dig the dust of the ground, what color is it? Is it not brown? The deeper you go, the darker shades you get sometimes. That's us. And when you die, your body commits back to the earth, yeah, where it came from. Yeah, just want to show you that point. Right, now let's go. Let's go to where we go. Yeah, watch this now. That was, what did I just read? Page 19. Now watch this. I'm going to read page 20. Yeah. Listen to this, yeah? This is another thing that they did, yeah? This is so just remember, they hide your history. This is why we don't know who we are. When we go out and tell people that they're Israelites, they look shocked because they've got people in Israel today saying they are the Jews when we are the real Jews. The Bible tells you, like Moses, he was speaking to the Jews. If you're going through Deuteronomy, everything he's saying, it relates to us. That even 28 really points down to us, yeah? Psalms 105 verse 18 points to us, yeah? Isaiah 3:15 points to us, you know? All these things point to us as a people, yeah? The whole of Deuteronomy, as you know, points to us, yeah? Yeah? So this is why, you know what, let me read you this. This is why, like, we're in this state right now, because we are still today breaking the Most High God's laws. And this is why he says this, you know what, let me read this. Actually, I want to read this. Listen to this. I'm going to go to the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 24 and verse 20. Listen to this, yeah? 2 Chronicles chapter 24 and verse 20. And it reads, And the Spirit of God came upon Zechariah, the son of um, Jehudiah, the priest, yeah, which stood above the people. Listen to this. And said unto them, this is what he said unto them: Thus saith God, why transgress ye the commandments of the Lord, that ye cannot prosper? Because ye have forsaken the Lord, he has also forsaken you. Now you see, that's why all this happened, and the Most High God didn't fight for us, yeah? Because we have forsaken him. So what he's done, he's forsaken us. He's left us in their hands. So what happened now? We get removed through all kingdoms of the earth. You know what? Watch this. I'm going to show you that. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 25. Listen to this. And it reads, The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. See, we're being killed by them. Nothing happens to them, yeah? Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and thou shalt be, listen to this, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. See that? So when we will be removed by slavery, we were taken on ships, all kingdoms of the earth. And watch this, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Listen to this. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Didn't that happen in slavery? We had wives, and what happened is the slave master, when he felt the urge, would just take her into a room, take her, and just have his wicked way with her, rape her and whatever. Or could we do anything about it? Not a thing. All you can do is look. Yeah? And I'll read on. It says, And thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. We built up this kingdom, but do we dwell in the best places? No, we dwell in the slums and the ghettos, shack houses. Look, it's, this is so self-explanatory. And listen to this. And thou shalt, listen to this, yeah? Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Now you see, we done all the labour, the cotton field, tobacco field, and all that. Have we benefited from all that labour? No, we haven't. Not at all. Now let's jump back to the Willie Lynch letter. Now watch this. This is another thing they did. This is one primary what they did. Listen to this. This is back to the Willie Lynch letters, The Making of a Slave. And it reads, this is page 20. Crossbreeding niggers mean, listen to this. This is how they crossbred us, yeah? Crossbreeding niggers mean taking so many drops of good white blood and putting them into as many nigger women as possible, varying the drops by the various tones that you want, and then letting them breed with each other until another circle of color appears as you desire. What this means is this: put the nigger and the horse in a breeding pot, mix some asses and some good white blood, and what do you get? You got a multiplicity of colors of asses. Now that's another thing what they did. They would make sure they impregnate much women as possible. So what you do, you get very light skinned children. What people might call mixed race. And then when they're of age or whatever, then they'll mix some of the slaves back with them. So this is how you got all these lighter shades and all these different shades. Because you got to remember, when you go to the scriptures as well, we were, when you go to the scriptures, even in Jeremiah, yeah, we were black. As they would say, as black as coal. Remember, there's a scripture, I'll put it on the screen, like their visages is as blacker than coal, meaning their face. We are very dark skinned people. The Messiah, when you read Revelations chapter 1 verses 14, as if burnt in his feet, as if burnt in a furnace, very dark. What did they do? They slept with the women, or raped them, may as well say, let's say it like it is, raped them, pregnant as many as they can now, and then breed them back now with each other, as they call it. Now you have different variations of brown. That's why today we are now different shades of brown, a very light shade all the way to a dark shade, different variations. That's how it was done. It just explained that in Willie Lynch letter. Yeah. Now, and that's what they did there when I read to you earlier about, verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife and another man shall lie with her. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 30. Just explained exactly what it just said here. Yeah? Now, watch this now. I'm going to go to page 22. I'm just checking my time. Now, watch this, yeah? This is another thing that they did. Definitely. Listen to this, yeah? This is back to the Willie Lynch letter, page 22, and it reads, we must completely annihilate the mother tongue. Now, that's something they did. Remember, it was beaten out of us, our language. This is why now a lot of us who are Hebrew Israelites, we cannot speak Hebrew. We only can speak English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, all these other languages of where we were taken. Yeah? So let me read that again. We must, and it's in capitals, we must completely annihilate the mother tongue. I just want you to see that in case you think I'm making it up. Look at that. See that? Yeah, see that? We must completely annihilate the mother tongue. Just want to show you that clearly. Yeah, and then let me read on. Of both the new nigger and the new mule, and institute a new language that involves the new life's work of both. Language, listen to this, language is a peculiar institution. See, even they know this. Language is a peculiar institution. It leads to the heart of a people. Now, you see, this is why it's so important to call the name correctly, Yahweh and Yahushai. Call on the Most High God, Yahweh, and the Most High God's Son, the Messiah, Yahushai, correctly. Because when you call on Jesus and Lord, they're not known by that name. Our people, we don't know that name. It's the Caucasian with the Christianity and their gods. So when you're calling on Jesus, you're calling on their gods, not on the God of not on the Most High power of the actual Bible. You're not calling on him. You're calling on their gods. Yeah. Now, watch this, yeah? I want to just show you that. I did think I did, I did actually do that, yeah. Let me read that again, actually. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. Listen to this, and it reads, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49, and it reads, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Here we go. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So you see, and at verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So that's exactly what they did. They didn't show no favor. They beat who they like. They raped who they like. Even little girls were getting raped. Even men, they were raping as well. Yeah, it was called buck breaking. This happened a lot on the islands of what's known as Jamaica. That's why you used to find Jamaicans were totally against this gay thing, because it predominantly happened there on the islands of Jamaica, this buck breaking, them getting male slaves and they're sodomizing them in the rear. I'm sorry, it is what it is. We got to be true when we talk about history. Now watch this, yeah? Gonna go back to Making of a Slave. My time's running up so fast again. Listen to this, yeah? This is page 24, and it reads, back to the book of Willie Lynch letter. It says, we have as far as possible closed every avenue by which light may enter there, which is the slaves' minds. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work would be complete. They will then be on a level with the beast of the field, and we should be safe. I am not certain that we would not do it if we could find out the process, and that on the plea of necessity. Now, hear what they just said here? We shouldn't see the light. But you see, if we turn to the Bible, this is the light, and this is what we need to see. This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse, I better hurry up, I'm almost going to time out. 6, verse 23. Listen to this. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23, and it reads, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life." Now, that's the light we need to see, is the laws, statutes, and commandments. Yeah, we need to see that light, keep to it, and the Most High will deliver us out of their hands. Yeah, I'm going to quickly read you one more. John chapter 9 and verse 5. Listen to this. John chapter 9 verse 5, and it reads, this is the Messiah's own words. I'm going to leave you with this, and it reads, "As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world." So there you go. Turn to the Messiah, the one that his correct name is Yahushua, that you call Jesus. You got to get rid of that name and start calling him by his correct Hebrew name, Yahushua. Turn to him. Keep the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God, and he will fight for us, yeah? And, we will come out of this mental slavery that we are in today. And you've got to get away from Christianity, because it has destroyed our people totally, yeah? I'm going to give you a quick thing. Actually, no, I won't. I'm about to time out. So this is Yasharallah, timing out. Stay safe, keep the faith, with the works, statutes, commandments of the laws of the Most High God. With that, we out.